Hello there. We've got a really interesting show today on the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal and its counterparts. And it's really neat because, well, it was replaced in Vietnam by the Vietnam Service Medal. It was supposed to replace the Marine and Navy Expeditionary Medal. Not so. The Armed Forces Service Medal was supposed to replace it. Didn't happen. Let's go take a look. Well, we have another video out on the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. What I'd like to do is just quickly review it. President John Kennedy characterized the period after World War II as a sort of twilight. It's neither peace nor war. During that period, commonly referred to as the Cold War, the Unified Armed Services agreed to one medal to recognize major actions not otherwise covered by a specific campaign medal. And the first qualifying operation was Operation Blue Bat, a peacekeeping mission in Lebanon during July and November of 1958. Since then, it's been awarded for, well, not only Lebanon, but Taiwan, Quemoy, Vietnam, the Congo, supporting UN operations, Cuba, Cuban Missile Crisis, Operation Frequent Wind in Vietnam when they evacuated everyone, Operation Urgent Fury in Grenada, Operation Just Cause in Panama. Oh, well, you would have to go to Google to look up all of the different operations, and I don't want to touch on all of them because we'd be here past happy hour. The front of the medal depicts an American eagle with raised wings perched on a sword, and behind this there is an 8-pointed compass rose. The words Armed Forces Expeditionary Service encircle the entire design, and the reverse of the medal depicts a presidential shield with branches of laurel below and the inscription United States of America. The American national colors are centered in the center position of honor on the ribbon. The light blue section on either side suggests water and overseas service, while the various colors representing areas of the world where American troops may be called upon to serve, and those run towards the outer edges. Additional awards are indicated by bronze and silver campaign stars. It can have the arrowhead device for an assault or airborne landing, and the Eagle Globe and Anchor is awarded to Navy personnel serving with Marine units. And that brings us to what makes this medal really interesting because, in essence, it has 5 different counterparts. It has the Vietnam Service Medal, which replaced it for service in Vietnam, and then, of course, after Vietnam action in that area, the Armed Forces Service Medal came back. It was supposed to replace the Navy Expeditionary Medal from 1936 and the Marine Expeditionary Medal, which dates back to 1921. The Armed Forces Service Medal was supposed to replace the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, but it became focused on another operational level. And then there's the Global War on Terror Expeditionary Medal, which sometimes is interchangeable with the Armed Forces Service Medal, depending on the situation. So let's go and look at each one. Quick commercial. If you're enjoying these shows, please give us a like and even better subscribe. It really, really helps keep us on the air. All right, back to the show. The Navy Expeditionary Medal was authorized in 1936, and it's awarded to members of a Navy who engaged in operations against armed oppositions in foreign territories or have served in situations warranting special recognition where there are no other campaign medals. Many operations have qualified for the award, beginning, believe it or not, all the way back to Honolulu, Hawaii in 1874, and culminating lastly that I know of in the USS Cole operation. The Navy Expeditionary Medal is a circular bronze disc depicting a sailor beaching a boat containing an officer and Marines with the flag of the United States and the word expedition. The reverse of the medal shows an American eagle perched atop an anchor and laurel branches on either side of the eagle of the words for service, and above in a semicircle and a raised inscription is United States Navy. The ribbon contains the official colors of the Navy with a blue center stripe flanked by gold and narrow stripes. Additional awards are with a bronze or silver star, and for those who were involved in the defense of Wake Island, a W. And if you ever run across one of these medals with a Wake Island bar, keep it. It is very, very rare and very, very valuable. Today, naval personnel who are authorized either the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal or the Navy Expeditionary Medal are usually permitted to choose between which medal they would like to have. But They cannot have both the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal and the Navy Expeditionary Medal for the same service. The Marine Corps Expeditionary Ribbon was authorized by the Marine Corps in 1919. It became a medal in 1921, and it's awarded to members of the Marine Corps who've engaged in operations against armed opposition in foreign territories or served in situation warranting special recognition for which there's no other campaign medal. To date, more than 60 operations have qualified for the medal, the first being, retroactive to the same as the Navy back to Hawaii in 1874. The Navy had actually planned to discontinue the Marine Medal after World War II because it had only been awarded 3 times in 20 years in favor of the Navy Expeditionary Medal, but somehow that never really happened. The Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal was designed by Walter Hancock, and the medal is a circular bronze disc showing a Marine charging from the sea. The Marine is in a uniform of the post-World War I period with a full pack and fixed bayonet. Above, in a semicircle, is a raised inscription, Expeditions, and the reverse of the medal shows the American eagle perched on an anchor and laurel branches. On either side of the eagle are the words "For Service," and above in a semicircle is a raised inscription, United States Marine Corps. The ribbon is cardinal red and gold, the official colors of the Marine Corps. It also has a W authorized for the defense of Wake Island. And here again, if you ever run across one of these with a Wake Island bar, it is very, very valuable. Today, Marines that are authorized a Marine Expeditionary Medal are often permitted to choose between the receipt of it or the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, but they cannot have both for the same operation. The Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal was initially awarded for Vietnam service between July 1, 1958 and July 3, 1965. Any service member awarded the medal for this period of Vietnam may elect to keep the award or request the Vietnam Service Medal as shown here. I'm not going into a lot of detail on the Vietnam Service Medal. We have an individual video on it, and I think you'll find all the detail you want there. So let's move along. In 2003, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal was established, and the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal was discontinued for Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. After March of 2003, some personnel became eligible for the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal as well as the Global War on Terrorism Medal, but they have to meet the requirement of both awards, and the qualifying period for one cannot be used to justify the eligibility for the other one. The Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal is a circular bronze disc which displays a shield adapted from the Great Seal of the United States, surmounting 2 sword hilts enclosed within a wreath of laurel. Overall, an eagle with its wings spread grasps a serpent in its claws. The reverse of the medal displays the eagle, a serpent, and the swords from the front, along with the encircling inscription, War on Terrorism Expeditionary. The first 4 or 5 years, the back of the medal had the word Expeditionary Medal on it, and the new one leaves off the word medal. The original medal is also slightly larger, and so I think more desirable than the replacement medal now issued. The ribbon is scarlet, white, and blue, representing the United States. The light blue refers to worldwide cooperation against terrorism, and gold denotes excellence. Effective 2005, the Global War on Terror Expeditionary Medal was no longer authorized for award for service in Afghanistan or Iraq. And now, my friends, we arrive at the final Counterpart Medal, or almost Counterpart Medal, to the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. In the early 90s, the Armed Forces began an effort to phase out the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal in favor of campaign medals and the newly created Armed Forces Service Medal. Actually, the Armed Forces Service Medal was originally intended to be a replacement for the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. However, the 2 awards are currently considered separate awards with different awards criteria. The primary difference, of course, is that the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal is normally awarded for combat operations, and the Armed Forces Service Medal for combat support operations. Let me explain. Today, the Armed Forces Service Medal is awarded for participation in U.S. military operations deemed to be a significant activity in which no foreign armed opposition or imminent hostile action is encountered and for which no previous U.S. service medal is authorized. And it can be awarded for direct support of the United Nations or NATO treaty organizations or for assistance operation to friendly nations. The front of the medal contains a torch of liberty within its center and contains the inscription Armed Forces Service around the edges, and the reverse of the medal depicts the American eagle with the U.S. shield on its chest and spread wings clutching 3 arrows in its talons, encircled by a laurel wreath and the inscription in pursuit of democracy. This medal has also been modified in the last few years, and so it is now minted without the word medal on the front of it. Before it had Armed Forces Service Medal. Now it reads Armed Forces Service, as shown here. Well, it's pretty interesting when a medal has 5 counterparts, and if you're quick, and I know you're quick, you picked up on the fact that the Armed Forces Expeditionary Service Medal was supposed to replace the Navy and Marine Corps Expeditionary Medals, but that didn't happen. And you'll notice that the Armed Forces Expeditionary Service Medal is normally awarded at the beginning of a major conflict until a campaign medal is established, and then it is replaced. You also saw that the Armed Forces Service Medal did not replace the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, but it became a non-combat award. And at times, the Global War on Terror Expeditionary Medal and the Armed Forces Expeditionary Service Medal become slightly interchangeable until it's sorted out. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed presenting it to you. And don't forget, we have all kinds of other great shows on Veterans Medals Workshop, and I hope you'll look at them. And by the way, if you enjoy this, please give us a like, even better subscribe. It'll keep us on the air. Until next time, thanks for joining us at Veterans Medals Workshop. See you later. All of the information you saw today came from one of our books on the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine Corps, or overall Medals of America, and they're available for you on Amazon or on our own site, MOA Press. And special thanks to Medals of America for providing all of the medals that you saw today.